I'm out here this morning amongst my comfrey Bakken 14 and my Mexican sunflower. The Mexican sunflower was like 20 feet tall. I went ahead and cut it all down yesterday and cleaned up this area. This morning I'm gonna rake this area up a little bit, and then I'm gonna go ahead and come over here and I'm gonna grab some of my spinach that I have growing on the back side of the house in between a trailer because it likes shade. So my comfrey Bakken 14 loves shade, and my palm trees over here give off shade, and all of the Mexican sunflower that I cut back like that, that all produces good shade. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean up this area, prepare a bed, which this whole area, by the way, is composted chips and horse manure, so it's already composted. But I'm gonna use my auger and drill a nice bed, and I'm gonna go over there and get a clipping and just put my clippings in, because I would like it to grow in between and over here with my comfrey Bakken 14, because it is a shade loving plant. So let me get going. Okay, so I have two types of spinach, Longevity and Okinawa. Now you can kind of tell by the color which is which, and this here just right off of the plant. I like the taste of. I feel that the smaller leaves taste better. And this is good too, but not as good as that. So I could eat that alone in a salad, but usually I mix the both of them up in a salad. That way you have more flavor. So let me get to planting. Okay, so I'm over here in my comfrey Bakken 14 patch, and I want to go ahead and get these weeds that grew in over the winter. So I'm using this right here, and this is how easy it is. So you can see when I go ahead and scrape, the weeds just cut off below the surface or pull out. Now when I'm done, I'll come back in here and rake that up and throw it out. I don't like putting chips or mulch up against the house. You don't want to get termites. So eventually I'm going to put down some shade cloth and some gravel on top of that. But for now, once a year, this is an easy fix. Okay, so I have this area all cleaned up. I just got to use the shovel to take away some weeds. Now let me just tell you, when you're doing it along the house or somewhere, you could dig down and get under the roots and pull. But when you're working around beds with plants, just turn this around and you could go right on the ground like this, and you could scrape, and it gets the roots and it gets the plant without going down deep and hurting the roots on your plants. And that's important around comfrey Bakken 14. The whole thing about comfrey Bakken 14 is it's sterile, so it doesn't produce seeds that spread, and it only grows by the root system. So when I want to cut out some roots, I dig down, grab the root, I pot it, and then I can sell the plant. So if you want to protect your roots in the garden or wherever you are, just take it this way and turn it, and you can work right under the plant, and when you're away from the plant, then you go this way. Anyway, hope that tip helped you. Okay. Oh, that sun is bright. I'm gonna tilt my hat down. Okay, so using the auger, I'm gonna go ahead and drill all along here where I wanna take some clippings and plant. So let me get to it. Okay, so hopefully you've seen how easy that is. I just went all the way down there, down the side, and I already did that side. Now let's go over there and I'll get some clippings and you can see how easy it is to plant. Now the reason why I'm planting here is because when these Mexican sunflowers grow, and I got the palm trees here, and I'm on the north side of the house, it's going to create north side shade, palm tree shade, and Mexican sunflower shade in the summer months. And all my comfrey Bach 14 is a shade loving plant. It likes sun, but in Florida heat, it likes partial sun, but mostly shade. And the Mexican sunflower is going to provide that shade. Okay, so I cut that whole area up, piled it up. I'm going to throw them out. And I trimmed them. They were in pots. I trimmed them back to the pots. And then as I was doing it, I looked for some that actually had roots on it like this. So that's what I'm going to plant here. I'm going to go ahead and just go down as deep as I can and take those roots and put it in the hole, just like that. And then I'm going to fill in the hole. That's it. These are planted. So over here, the same thing. I got one with a lot of roots. I'm going to take all those roots right there and just put it in the hole like that. That's it. That should start growing. Okay, over here I got one that has roots on it. Now they don't have to have roots, but since I found some with roots, I'm going to use it. Now I'm just going to take this and I'm going to take that root and put it down in the hole the best I could go, like that. Fill it back in. That's it. Okay. Alright, so right over here I found another one. There's one little small root on it, so I'll plant that. I'll utilize whatever Mother Nature gives me. So right here is one with a root. I'll just put that in there. Okay, so right over here I found one with a root. So I'm going to go ahead and use it. Now I'm just going to stick that in there. Okay, I could trim that up if I want. Okay, so right over here I found one that has a root. Now I'm going to take that root and I'm going to stick it down in there. And this is broken right there, but that's okay. I'll just go ahead and cut this right here. It should start growing. I'll leave that there. Okay, so this one here also has a root on it. It's broken too a little bit. But I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it down as far as I could go. And I'm going to bury it. Okay, so this one has a little bit of a root. gonna stick it down in there and bury it. Okay, this one has a little bit of a root. Gonna go ahead and plant it right there and bury it. Okay, so this one here does not have a root, but I like it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and bury it. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to put this down in there like that. There's a lot of nodes there. Now I don't need all this up here, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut it right there. I don't need that. And I'm going to trim off some of these leaves. Don't need those leaves. Okay, now this here should start growing, and what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go around and trim the leaves off all the other ones, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so I went ahead and got all those planted. Let's check them out. Okay, so you'll notice I trimmed the leaves off, and I just left like a little bit sticking out of the ground. I just left that in there like that, but it has a root, so it should start growing. Okay, and back in here, you see all those pots? All of that growth was in those pots. So now I'm going to clean out this area, cut them back down to the pots and let them grow again. Now I could have planted those pots because they're rooted really good, but I just took some clip-ins. They'll grow. So anyway, that's how I grow Okinawa and Longevity Spinach. Now I do have some for sale if anybody wants any. If not, I'm just showing you that they're real easy to transplant and grow. Okay, so with that said, show me some love, give me a like, subscribe to my channel, and we'll talk to you later.